Welcome to SUSD Spotlight, your go-to source for all things happening within the district. Whether it's celebrating student and staff achievements, delving into trending education topics, or highlighting inspiring human interest stories, we've got you covered. Join us as we illuminate the incredible endeavors taking place in our schools and forge connections within our community. Get ready to be informed, inspired, and engaged as we embark on this journey together, spotlighting the extraordinary in SUSD. Welcome to another edition of SUSD Spotlight. Today we're really excited to be talking about the Coronado Community Closet, and we're joined in studio with Ariel Schinder, counselor at Coronado High School, and School Resource Officer Michelle Mitchell. Welcome.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Hi, thank you for having me as well.
So for our listeners' benefit, it would be really helpful if each of you could introduce yourself, talk about your role in support of the district, and maybe how long you've been working with Scottsdale Unified School District.
Hi, I'm Officer Mitchell. I'm the School Resource Officer at Saguaro High School, and I have been with SUSD for the past 9 years. I've been at Saguaro High School for the past 5 years. Before that, I was at Cocopah Middle School in Copper Ridge, working as the School Resource Officer over there. And for those that don't know what a School Resource Officer is, we're integrated into the school community, helping educate students on topics such as drugs, crime prevention, and also keeping the school safe.
Thank you. We really appreciate all the work that you've done and your fantastic support for all of our students at Saguaro. We know that they appreciate having you on campus.
Thank you.
Ariel?
Hi, I'm Ariel Schinder. I am a guidance counselor at Coronado High School. I have been there since October of 2021. My first year there, I was the counselor to all of the junior class, and then since then I've had an alpha split of all 9th through 12th grade students. I also coached the varsity and JV girls tennis team for 3 years up until this past year. So that helped me get involved in the community as well.
So when you got to Coronado, there was some version of this community closet we're going to talk about today. Can you tell us what you encountered when you saw the closet for the first time?
Sure. So the first time I saw the closet, it actually kind of made me sad because I walked into this big classroom and the perimeter of the classroom in almost a horseshoe shape was set up with what I would describe as lunchroom tables. And on the tables were all these bags of donations that nobody really had opened or sorted through. And there were more garbage bags of them kind of in the center of the room and a few boxes of food. And we were told, yeah, if someone's in need, just send them in there. And to me, that felt like asking them to pick through bags of garbage. And there could have been, really nice things in there, but who wants to feel like you're sifting through garbage to find what you're going to wear to school the next day? So it really became a hope that we could turn this into something more along the lines of shopping in a clothing store and help promote dignity of people who needed to make use of the resource.
So when did the conversation start about remodeling the community closet into what it is today?
So I think about maybe 2 years back, our officers talked about bringing to light, like, hey, we have all this stuff, how can we set it up? So we just started with racks that had been donated to the school or purchased by the PTO. And over the summer, I think you were involved, and Officer Dyer from Cocopah, they came down and really helped the process of starting to sort the things onto the racks. And then throughout the school year, as some of us, myself, our community specialist, Mrs. Rivera, we'd go down, as we had extra time, maybe at lunch or after school, and just try to keep up with the organization until it started to look a lot more like a store.
And Officer Mitchell, as I understand it, the Police Foundation became heavily involved.
That is correct.
What role did they play in now a remodel and organization and really helping this grow into something even more special?
Yeah, so approximately 2 years ago, probably, Officer Dyer and I got together and we realized we wanted something bigger, and we got with them and they were able to actually donate what we envisioned the community closet to look like an actual store for students to come in, and they were able to help donate and remodel the complete thing from having dressing rooms, painting it, having,
Yeah,
So it's a nice space that someone would want to go in and they would feel like this was a good opportunity to be able to find something that might be useful for them.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think little by little, we found that people were appreciating it more and more. It got to the point actually that students wanted to come during class instead of going to class. So we had to curb that a little bit. But now that the Police Foundation has stepped in, we have brand new beautiful floors. We have a checkout center. There's 2 dressing rooms. So it really gives them the opportunity to feel like they are going shopping.
So when was the remodel completed?
So it's actually still in progress. I would say they worked on it, the majority of it during spring break. And then when we got back, that's when we were able to see the new flooring and the paint job and the closets that they installed, the dressing rooms. Mm-hmm. And it's still in progress because we're still waiting on some like shelving units and the new racks and things that are going to come in to allow us to fully put it back.
But the students also have been instrumental in this whole project, right? Even in determining names and logos and colors and design. Take us through the role that they've played in this initiative.
So they were really excited about it because they have talked a lot about the difference, if they were a freshman when it was, the situation it was in with the bags on the floor and stuff, and now maybe they're a senior, they'll talk about how it's gone from this negative experience of like, oh gosh, I hope I can just find a clean shirt in here for the day, to wow, like I can fill a whole bag of stuff and I would be thrilled to wear this. Like there's no embarrassment surrounding it. So they saw all of that. And the Police Foundation offered a prize to students who designed the winning logo. So the students drew up their logos and it got released, I believe, even onto like social media, and people in the community were able to vote on the winning logo.
Is there a charge for students when they come through the store? Do they have to check out, and are they buying it? Are these gifts that are donated by the community and the students can pick what works for them?
Yeah, everything is donated and everything is free. So they don't have to pay anything to get any of the items, and they can take as much as they want as long as, they're going to put it to use.
And while it's at Coronado, it is a community closet, correct?
Correct. So anyone in SUSD can come.
Yeah, so that's kind of the biggest misconception. It's even a misconception amongst the Coronado students. Sometimes they'll see a T-shirt from Desert Mountain or from Saguaro, and they're like, why is this in our closet? And the truth is, it's really there for the whole community. It's not there just for Coronado students or the Coronado complex of schools. It's there for all the schools. It's just housed at Coronado. So for any families or students from any of the other schools who want to take part and come on down and shop, notify your social worker or your community specialist for your school, and they will make the arrangements to help you come in after school and shop.
Officer Mitchell, if you can, share with us a little bit about the community building aspect of your role as an SRO, and then additionally what it means for the Police Foundation to be a part of this community closet.
So it even takes me back to when I was at Kokopah. I was also a coach. It's good to have kids, students see you in a different light. We, we're all human too. We just wear a badge. So it's good to know that we're a friend and we're a good resource and a support system for the students too. And coaching really helped me implement that and have the kids see me in a different way.
And Scottsdale Unified has an amazing partnership with Scottsdale Police Department and the school resource officers and our schools have benefited for a long time. And in my conversations with former Chief Walther, I would argue that we have one of the best models anywhere that I've seen across the country in terms of how we work together to meet the needs of our kids and community. And I think by having school resource officers on campus, it helps paint police in a light that's positive, where people see the role that you play. There are times you see something that might be sensationalized on TV, but when you have a personal relationship with an officer and you understand that connection and the role they play, it's really important. And one of the things that is a new innovation in Scottsdale over the last 5 years is the introduction of our crisis canines. And I think we have a guest in studio today, don't we?
We do. So Officer Peace, who actually works at Coronado, has Crisis Canine Captain, who Officer Peace is on vacation. So I am delighted to know that he is here today with me.
So if you hear background noise, it might be Captain who's joined us in studio today.
Yep. And Captain has been instrumental in, helping out our Coronado population. He's helped the students, he's helped the staff, and he roams around the community closet sometimes and maybe steals a toy. So, yeah.
These crisis canines they sure are popular. Is that one more way you help to build a relationship? I know we have one now in nearly every community, a couple more on the way.
Yeah, we need another one at the Desert Mountain Complex, but students are they love the canines, and Saguaro is super happy right now because he's there with me all week.
Yes, well, that's fantastic. It really does seem to make a difference, and sometimes in times of crisis, but other times just in the normal ebb and flow of a school day, the dog can really take someone's blood pressure down and help create a calming environment.
Oh, yes. Several students have approached me and said, thank you so much. That's what I needed. Help me get through an exam or through certain things going on with their lives.
It can be a stressful time with finals and everything else. We're coming up on the end of the school year, and just petting a dog, there's nothing like it.
Yeah.
So for our listeners, some of whom might be intrigued by the community closet and the opportunity to donate, are there specific kinds of things that you look for in donations?
Yeah, so one of the big things is we learn to almost never say no to something unless it's like a huge piece of furniture. Then unfortunately we don't have the resources to store it. But we learned that we don't know anymore what people are going to want or need. So in the past, we thought to ourselves, oh, who's going to want, these old T-shirts like I danced the night at so-and-so's bar mitzvah. And then it ends up being the first thing off the shelf, and the kids are all excited. I can wear this to volleyball practice, or I can wear this to the gym. And then we'll get things donated brand new with the tags, and I'm like, this is going to be great. Look, it's brand new. And 2 years later, nobody has taken it. So, and then sometimes we'll get things that I'm like, oh, no one's going to want this. It's so old. And they're like, wow, this is vintage. It's so Y2K. So I have learned that as much as I think I'm stylish, I have no clue. So we just kind of give things a try. We have taken things that, if they are stained or things like that, right. We actually were able to donate them to tech theater programs so that when the students need to paint and build sets, that they're not ruining their good clothes. So that became kind of a way to recycle it. But for the most part, we are genuinely looking for things that, your typical teenager would probably want to wear. Shoes that are still in good condition, things like that.
Anything for job interviews, like suits, ties, things for guys that might be looking to impress when they're going out for an interview or maybe a date?
Yeah, so we actually do have a lot of that stuff because we also now house the prom closet for the district as well. So a lot of that stuff for men can kind of go both ways. So they have access to it, and we also have a JAG program on campus that, if we get too much or extra of it, we'll bring it up to the JAG program.
Our listeners might not know what JAG is.
So JAG is the Jobs for Arizona Graduates program, and it allows students to really start learning about all their different opportunities for post-secondary education, as well as career opportunities, public speaking, resume building, things like that.
It's a fantastic opportunity for the students.
So if people were interested in donating stuff or dollars, would that go to Coronado or to the Police Foundation?
In terms of the dollars, I'll let our officer speak on that one. But if they want to donate, clothing items or household items, we actually have a bin in the Coronado parking lot. It's a white bin directly behind the public bus stop that people can put stuff in at their convenience, or they can also just bring it to the front office and say that they're here with a donation, and we'll come out with a cart to pick it up.
Well, and I know tax credit always goes a long way, too, at Coronado High School or any of our schools. So you can always give back in that way as well.
Yes, and correct me if I'm wrong, but we have sizes all the way from infants to adult.
Yes, that's correct. So because we're not just helping one population of students, we're helping them and their families. Sometimes there might be a baby sibling at home or a grandparent at home. So that's why we take things, from all sizes and all ages so that everybody in the family has what they need.
Well, we love shining a spotlight on the partnerships in Scottsdale Unified and the great things that are happening, especially with our law enforcement partners and Coronado High School. At the end of the podcast, I always like to ask my guests if there's a particular teacher who made a difference in your life. We like to celebrate and give a shout out to someone who's kind of influenced your career decision or where you are, or someone who just created special memories for you when you were in school. And we'd like to give you both an opportunity to give a shout out today.
Sure. So I will give a shout out to Mrs. Levin. She was my Algebra 2 teacher in 10th grade in high school. And, I struggled through Algebra 1 in 8th grade, kind of almost thought, did I push myself too hard to take this too soon? I really struggled through it. So I was so nervous when it came to taking Algebra 2 in high school. And she was strict, but she taught so well and went over all the steps, and everything she said just made sense, and it made me feel way more confident in my math abilities again, and I was very happy to get an A.
Too bad we can't figure out how to clone people like Mrs. Levin, because so many students are fearful of math, and when you have someone who can do a really good job that way, that's great to give a shout out.
So I grew up in a suburb of Chicago called Carroll Stream, and I went to J. Stream Elementary School, middle school, and in 6th grade, I wanted to become a police officer, and she was Mrs. Johnson, and she always told me, you can do what you put your mind to, so here I am.
Inspiring the passions of youth and providing support along the way makes a big difference. So we love to highlight our teachers. I want to thank you for taking the time to share the good news that are happening, the good things that are happening at Coronado with the Community Closet. We appreciate having you as a guest today.
And we want to thank all of our listeners for tuning in, and we hope you enjoyed this episode, and will pitch us ideas for future episodes on our website, susd.org/spotlight.